Efferent arteriole, okay? What would this be? This is probably the distal convoluted tubule, right up against the afferent arteriole. This whole area is called the juxtaglomerular apparatus. We'll come back to that. So afferent arteriole comes in, efferent leaves, which is bigger? Afferent or efferent? So what does that do to the pressure in here? Increases. So this is the glomerular capillaries. Notice it's an efferent arteriole leaving, so we haven't had gas exchanges. Okay. This is later going to cause, well, I'll show you later on some other thing what it does. Okay. So these are the podocytes, which is the visceral layer. And the first step in making urine, we make it from blood. The first step is a filtration step. And what kind of capillaries do we have in the glomerulus? Do you remember?
Fenestrated?
Fenestrated is correct. So they have like windows, like pores. And the first step, we have blood inside. When we get through the capillary wall, we now have plasma. Then the next layer is the basement membrane and around the capillary, and that removes the large proteins. The next place is the filtration slits between the pedicels. That removes the medium-sized proteins. So blood inside the capillaries, when we get out here to this space here, we're down to plasma minus most of the proteins. But we still have glucose, we still have amino acids, we still have small proteins. Then we start with the proximal convoluted tubule. What kind of cells are these? Cuboidal. With? Nope. Microvilli, because primary function here is absorption. So here's the proximal convoluted tubule. Lots of absorption into capillaries that are surrounding it. See here, these are the peritubular capillaries. So after the efferent arteriole, we break into all of these little capillaries surrounding the proximal convoluted tubule here and distal convoluted tubule. So we're reabsorbing glucose here. We're reabsorbing amino acids and small proteins. Sodium can be reabsorbed here, and water follows. Lots of water reabsorbed here too. Okay, so we don't lose our nutrients. From the proximal convoluted tubule, we go down the descending limb and up the ascending limb. Descending limb, it's very concentrated in salt out here, so water's pulled out. But the ascending limb is impermeable to water, but we pump sodium chloride out. That's why it's really concentrated out here. And the water is going to go back into capillaries that are surrounding this area. We have long, kind of looping capillaries called vasa recta in this area. Distal convoluted tubule is mainly for secretion. So we secrete a lot of things like toxins, nitrogen-containing substances like ammonia, creatinine, urea, uric acid. We get rid of a lot of waste products, including hydrogen ions. If the blood is too acidic, that's one way to get rid of the hydrogen ions. Okay, and also it's under the control of hormones. What hormones are important in the distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct? Aldosterone and antidiuretic hormone. Okay, move these over. Let me get them.